This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Guess what? We got Blaine back again, just like he promised last week. And a guy in the middle of it, they ain't got a show called 2 Men and a Boy or 2.5 Men or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But we got 3.5 guys today. We got Big Hoss, Hightower, Mom. What? So glad you made it. We were looking for you last week, but glad you made it.
Thanks for having me.
Blaine kept his word. You know, he usually does. Sometimes.
I'm hard to catch, but I try to keep my word.
Well, this week is going to be a smorgasbord of fishing reports and outdoor and introduce you to the horse. Last week I was supposed to mention my trip to Canada with my 5 brothers, with Mr. Jeff, the Right Way Hunting Lodge in Canada. I sent some pictures, but I forgot to talk about it. But thanks to Chris, he showed a few pictures as a tease. So, fishing report. That's what most people say they want, Paradise, Louisiana. I don't know. We ain't been having a lot of fishing video, but he already asked to go to Venice in a week or so. So I've been planning on making a trip right now. Venice as hot as it can be. We'll talk about it in the fishing report. So, Blaine, I know you got some freshwater fishing reports.
I do. I do have a lot of good freshwater fishing reports. And we're going to get some good info out of Norm here on some of his new baits and products that he brought down from the great state of Oregon, but now he's in South Louisiana, so he's going to be a hometown boy now.
Yeah, he's a little one of my favorite spots just west of here called Grove State, Louisiana. That means big head.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of friends and family live that way. I've made many a squirrel and rabbit hunts in that area, so stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. We at the Pelican Studios, right here off of Coastal Boulevard in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Stay tuned.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
New Berkeley Fireline Ultra 8. It's rounder, smoother, and 4 times more abrasion resistant than original Fireline. Expect 10% longer casts and superb knot strength.
And you thought Fireline couldn't get any better.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and we're welcoming our guest, Norm Hightower with Dish Pickle Baits. We mentioned him last week, U.S. Marine veteran. He's got a great background, but boy, I met him a couple years ago, and he's got some really unique baits. And Norm, jump in here. I had a lot of questions. Of course, I'm a Sac Lake guy. I grew up doing a lot of bass fishing, and I had a lot of questions about, do big baits work, down south? And boy, Norm just has a wealth of information, and I'll kind of let him take it from here. Tell us a little bit about your baits and what makes them unique, and how you got started and into doing this, and a little bit of your background.
All right. Well, I've been a tournament fisherman since 1993. Started off in Oregon, mostly smallmouth. Because of my wife, I have traveled all around the country, and I've lived West Coast, East Coast, New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, now down south. I've kind of fished everywhere. And a lot of people will ask me about, the first thing they see when they walk up to my table or my booth is, this monster of a bait here. And they'll say, does this only catch big bass?
Absolutely. That's the first thing I said. Are you trying to catch big bass with this bait?
And I said, you can catch a 1-pounder on this, because I've seen it happen. I've seen 4-pounders eat 2-pounders, live. I've actually pulled them apart. So this isn't too big. It's got a great action. They're custom hand pours. There's not many people around that do it, and they're a real unique bait. When I started doing this, it was starting off as to be a hobby, and then it kind of just expanded from there. I had another gentleman that sponsored me from a Night Outdoors, asked me to make some jig trailers for him, and then it just kind of went from there. So this is the jig trailer that I made for him, and I've got custom baits, custom brush hogs, custom diamond pickle worm that's got some great action. For Louisiana, a lot of punching and flipping. This is my kosher craw. It's made to go in easy and come out easy, but has a lot of movement. I pretty much have every bass bait.
They can look at these where on the website, where they can find it.
Yeah, you can find my website at ditchpicklebaits.com. Go on there and check it out. I have some unique stuff.
That was one I was interested in when I first met you. I said, explain that one to me. It's called a thunder bait.
Yeah, so a buddy of mine has this company called Thunder Rocket Lures, and he developed this prop right here, and his motto is make some noise. It's a spinner bait that you can fish like a buzz bait, and it makes a ton of noise in the water. And
it's got a rattle in it.
It's got a rattle in it that makes a lot of noise.
Gives a lot of vibration.
A lot of vibration. And, it just goes crazy, and the fish can't stand it. And you can fish it very versatile, like a buzz bait, like a spinner bait. You can slow roll it.
Before we get too further, and I know Blaine, I tell you, I want some personal information. Blaine told me you're a veteran in the war. You was special services. Tell us a little bit about Hoss, Norm Hightower, you and your being a veteran and being in the service.
Oh, I'm just proud to have served, and I am involved in a lot of different things in that involve veterans. The bass club I belong to, we do a veterans tournament every year through Westside Bassmasters. They earn a lot of money for veterans.
We've been sponsoring that. We advertise that. I was glad to know.
Yeah, I'm going to be also helping sponsor that. There's a group out of Oregon called High Timber Dreams. Ryan Gaskin is the guide there. He provides elk hunting and deer hunts for veterans only, and they actually have different companies that sponsor the hunts and pay for all the expenses. They just took a veteran, Brian Rickstad, elk hunting. He just got a giant 6-point bull. They're a great company, a great organization. They do it all. It's a nonprofit, and all they do is help veterans. So I try to do everything I can to help veterans, and I'll run specials for veterans and things like that.
Do something special for you while you're here in Louisiana. We've been doing it for years. He sponsors them with the veterans. Ourselves, we've been doing Wounded Warriors, Warriors on the Shore. There's so many things that.
Yes, sir.
And next month, maybe we'll get you back and we'll talk about.
How about we get him in the boat and let's go catch some fish?
We can do that too.
That's the next 2 weeks. So we might have to do it. I might have to find a way. My schedule, I might do some canceling, but he got my attention. No, this show is mostly about giving a fish report, event calendar, and everything else. So if you ever got anything coming up, we would like to do it. You know we got a lot of sponsors and a lot of people in here have got similar baits, but thank you for the ones you gave me. Yeah, last week, I didn't know if you know I was going to get them. But.
Well, I brought these especially for you. This is a new product I have out. This is my new 3.5-inch shrimp. And you fishing for multiple species, I thought that might be something you might.
Oh, that'd be great under a popping cork.
Yep.
You never know. That I might share. Leave them right here.
Yep.
I'll share them with some people in the boat.
Well, I'm getting ready to start
down in Venice. You know, in Venice, I've caught 11 species of fish. So you get ready to see the #1 fishing destination in the country and the top 3 or 4 in the world.
I'm looking forward to
Louisiana. And this time of year, with the river down, there's going to be some places you can't fish because of low water, but it's pushing the fish to places that you can fish.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. We come back, we got a fishing report. I guess what else? I got some other things I want to mention. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Thank God for Big Norm making the trip and his pretty wife in the audience. Guess what? God bless Louisiana. God bless our veterans.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. I'm Sam Berkeley, and Abu Garcia have been our sponsors for years. Not to cut you, but you understand, and I know you do a lot for veterans. And one good thing about my sponsors is the fishing report. So any report you give me, which we're getting ready to come up, I don't care if they're biting on Coca-Cola caps or used shoes. Whatever you catching fish on or how you catch them, please tell us the truth and we'll let it know. And my sponsors believe in the same thing. I have never had to lie about gup. You know what I've told y'all. I've went people that were bait manufacturers down in Hackberry, and when we got on the flounder, that gup would catch a flounder in a minute, just as good as a live cockle minnow. It is just unbelievable. So we pride ourselves of giving a fishing report. We're one of the few shows in the country that probably do what we do. And we're not that talented here. They got people that got unbelievable shows, and some of them are all our friends, but I think our uniqueness is putting a fishing report and our event calendar to keep y'all involved. So the good Lord bless them, we're going to do it. Now,
what's coming out of Venice? What's saltwater doing?
When you get a fishing report from home, and now you're getting ready to go to Venice, I told you, the fishing capital of the country, no worries about it. Within 30 minutes, you can be catching freshwater fish, and then all of a sudden, you'll catch on a cobia or even a tuna. You realize?
That'd be awesome.
Offshore, now they might not take you out depending on what kind of boat you're in. You don't want to get caught in trouble, especially if the wind's blowing and that river's falling. It can get rough. So you're going with some people paid guide. You can't do no better than that. If somebody right now this time of year, and you wanted to send somebody all over the country to Oregon, what would they fish for in Oregon this time of year right now? That's a rainy state, just like us. The rainy season started yet? Cold?
It's just now starting to cool down in Oregon. They be smallmouth fishing mostly. There might be a summer run of steelhead running. I haven't been there for a while, so I don't know the dates, but summer run of steelhead or salmon, maybe shad. They catch shad about this big and use them for sturgeon bait.
That's got to be like fishing saltwater, catching a sturgeon.
Yeah, shad fishing is probably in May.
They catch sturgeon right there in West Baton Rouge.
Oh, my largest sturgeon on the Columbia River is 13 and a half feet long.
Oh, my goodness. Now, Dwayne, go to you. Now, give me your best freshwater Sac Lake. I've been seeing them all over Sac Lake.
Your best bet is find deep water.
There were chambers in them. Give me some names.
Bell River.
On Facebook all the time.
Bell River. Some parts of Lake Verret where you've got your deeper holes, Magazille, your canals leading into Grassy Lake, not necessarily Grassy Lake. Now, if you have electronics, it's going to save you a whole lot of time, or you'd be better off spider rigging. They're catching open water suspended fish. And when you find the school, it's a limit in 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Glenn Davis caught 42 on one tree. Tim Abear caught a limit in about 3 or 4 hours.
What bait?
They're all fishing hair jigs. My favorite color is blue and white. They'll argue you to death on what's the best one. The key is to find the fish.
Well, your daddy used to always tell If the water was off color, blue and white for some reason, they did good. Clear water, you're gonna go to chartreuse and black.
Well, just this past week, you know, we had a bright full moon, held water in the red. We had a south wind, and that moon held water in the red. The tide didn't affect it, so a lot of fish were caught. Now we got a big cold front coming through Tuesday, followed by 2 or 3 days of high pressure. So next weekend it should be on Saturday evening, Sunday morning.
The guys on Facebook are going crazy right now, saying cold weather, Halloween, Thanksgiving. They jumping right now. I used to get so excited between now and Thanksgiving in Venice. I mean, I stayed in Venice.
I get excited because it gets all the hunters off the water. So that's that's half the. You got half the competition's gone. So now we can go catch some fish.
You got me on the water, but they didn't get me off the ducks because I used to do that blast and cast, and maybe this year I get to do a little bit more. I'm gonna work on making that trip. You say you got room for me and the camera person?
Oh yeah, you can come along anytime with me.
Blaine?
I got a Z21 Nitro. It's big enough for about 3 guys with a camera, 4 guys. You could fish if you're not fishing big old crankbaits with treble hooks on them. We do all right.
I believe I got the baits I used to catch. I used to catch a homemade bait, catch fish on a homemade bait, and them dead-end canals right now it's a wagon wheel. And like I said, me and Doug Welbin, who's the clerk of court, congratulations to you, Doug. We were fishing with another show, Mike Rabelais, and we caught 11 species of fish downriver. I ain't gonna tell you where we're going.
That's all right.
No, I'll tell you fast, so that's it. Blaine, we be remiss. Toledo Bend right now is hot. I saw on Facebook them people that you follow, they had them guides are there. Mike Brantley, he's still coming in over there. He's at the down in Slidell. He was with Captain Larry and Captain Chris. They made their little joint trip. They had 2 or 3 boats, and they filled a table up over there and at the marina. Miss Angie and them are telling me down the same thing, and Island Marina they're catching fish. Dudley, Mike Gallo, all the captains right there. Now, they got some openings. That's surprising because, like you said, a lot of people right now are getting ready for their duck leases and their deer leases. And while we're talking about deer, I remember remind y'all, the Hunters for the Hungry. What a great job they're doing. They always got to clean out your freezer, but all season long, you can call your local processors and you can bring them a deer. They do something for you. You donate some to Hunters for Hungry. They're feeding a lot of people that need it. I'm talking about hogs. I don't know as much about small game. I believe they take rabbits, but I do know this. They also take fish. Now, a lot of marinas down in Venice, when you go to Venice Marina and some of them marinas, they got those guys that clean your fish. You want to donate your fish, they go to the food shelters in New Orleans and everywhere else and donate your game, and definitely don't let it go to waste. When we would go down and make our rabbit hunt in February, before Ash Wednesday would come, we go down, we have so many rabbits, we go back, them tuna fish would come in, we swap. They give us tuna steaks for rabbits.
There you go.
So it's fun. And also, they'll start hitting those nutria and bring them in. A lot of the alligator hunters use them for bait too, and they save them, freeze them. So anything else that you hear in saltwater? Saltwater is everywhere. I saw y'all last week. Go to Facebook. I hate to tell y'all to go someplace else, but I got on it, and I've asked those people to send it. Captain Thibodeau down there in Leeville at the lodge, all these captains, they showing these fish on the table with all their local people. Go to Facebook and look at them and tell them Gary Rasponi sent you, and tell them to email me, Gary at Paradise, Louisiana, and I'll put them pictures on here, or those photos in the report. So If we forgetting anything else you need to talk about? Good
That's
luck.
about it.
We're gonna bring you back. We're gonna
I'd
bring
love
you
to come back.
when we can talk about a trip. Us three was on that.
Oh, absolutely. I'll, just so you know, I'm on YouTube as well. Ditch Pickle Baits on YouTube. I do fishing videos and stuff. So.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Ditch pickle. Now, I was trying to get tongue-tied here. You know, a lot of people in Louisiana, especially fishing down, we pitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pitching a jig. They have different words for it back then, but pitching, you really let it go.
Yep.
You can pitch 30 feet. You see him pitch for Sackler.
He can do it too.
But I see the pickle, and I want to say pitch pickle. But
Ditch pickle.
So you throw it in a ditch?
No. That's an old slang. That's an old ditch pickle, and you can catch a ditch pickle in a ditch. Old bass is everywhere. It's a slang that came about, so it's a...
Yep.
You see why I got him on?
Yes, indeed.
I'm getting old. I'm old school, but sometimes I can't remember that.
My dad used to say, I'll throw those ditch pickles back. I'll throw them back. Well, Dad didn't want to. Hey, look, I didn't care what bit.
Oh, your daddy.
I've seen him let a 6-pound bass. I've seen him shake a 6-pound bass off because he was going to mess up the tree with the sac-a-lay in it. Not me. I'll catch anything that bites. It doesn't matter.
I know you miss him because I miss him. So come back next week. We're going to see what's going to happen and say a prayer. I thought the hurricane season about over. They tell us we got 30 more days of hurricane season. So God protect Louisiana. God bless Louisiana. And thank you for all our veterans. Next month, we're going to do a lot more and talk about our veterans. See you next week. Thank them here at Pelican Studios. One more time, God bless Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.